I've analyzed more than 30 different prop firms, and in this video I'm gonna tell you why Ola Prime have by far the best scaling plan. Additionally, I'm also gonna tell you 3 features that differentiate this prop firm from all its competitors and why I use it on a daily basis. If all of this sounds good, keep watching, and now let's start with the video. So I'm currently on the Ola Prime scaling page, and the first two things that we can see is that they allow you to grow up to 50% and they allow you to scale your total account balance up to $4 million. And if we start scrolling down, we can see that these two things will allow you to have exponential growth, because of course a growth rate of 50% will allow you to grow the account really fast. This will also allow you to maximize your account size. In fact, once you reach to the maximum size of $4 million, you're gonna have a lot of capital under management, and also your loss limits are going to be increased, because since the various drawdown are based on a percentage, the higher your account balance, the more margin for errors you are going to have. Now, if we keep scrolling down, we can also see what are the requirements. There are mainly 4 requirements that you need to respect. The first one is that you need to have accumulated a 10% of total net simulated profits, and they must be accumulated in the period of 4 months. In fact, as we can see, the trading cycle need to have lasted for at least 4 months. During this period, you need to have requested at least 2 payouts, and once you request to scale your account, you need to have a positive account balance. And here we can see an example. So let's say that you have a starting capital of $100,000. If in month 1 you generated $1,000 in profit, month 2 you generated $8,000, month 3 you had a loss of minus $1,000, and in month 4 you generated $2,000 in profit, you will be eligible to scale up your account, because you had a total profit of at least 10%, you traded for a minimum of 4 months, and out of those 4 months, 2 of them were profitable. Of course, these rules apply to all account sizes. The only difference is going to be the value, because of course 10% of $100,000 is different than the 10% of $300,000. Now, if we keep scrolling down, we can also see how the various scaling are going to vary based on how many times you have already scaled your account. So for example, at your first scaling, your account balance is going to increase by 25% if you follow all the requirements that I've just explained you. Once you get to your second scaling, at this point you're gonna join the Alpha Prime membership that is going to give you a few benefits, and one of them is that, for example, instead of scaling by 25%, you're gonna scale by 40%. 25%, which is the base rate, plus 15% because you are an Alpha Prime member. So let's say, for example, that you have a $300,000 account. As you can see, once you do your second scaling, you're gonna end up with a total balance of $495,000. Next, you're gonna go to your third scaling and beyond. At this point, every time you request a scaling, your account balance is gonna increase by 50% until you reach $5 million, which, as I said before, is the maximum amount of money that you can have under management. And for example, if you had a starting capital of $300,000, once you did your third scale up, you're gonna end up with a total balance of $645,000. One thing that is also important to note, and that is written here, is that the scaling process is carried out manually. So this means that once you reach these requirements, your balance is not going to increase automatically, but you're gonna need to contact the customer support either through the emails or through the live chat to request to have your account balance increased. And also at the end of the page, we also have an account size simulator. In fact, here you can, for example, decide what is your starting balance. So let's say that we start with a $100,000 account. Here we can see, as time passes, you can see how much is your new scale balance and also how much money were added to your initial balance. And for example, after 2 years, if you started with a $100,000 account, you will end up with a total capital under management of $365,000. And here we can also see what is your profit target. Now, as I told you before, beside having a really good scaling plan, there are also three main features that differentiate Ola Prime from all the other prop firm on the industry, and are also the reason why out of all the prop firm that I tried, this is the one that I use on a daily basis. Reason number one is because Ola Prime process all the payout requests in 1 hour. In fact, thanks to this 10-point solid payout system that include things like robust policies, cash on fund, compliance verification, risk monitoring, daily reconciliation, strong PSP partnership, and swift execution, they guarantee that every single payout is gonna pay in under 60 minutes. And if you decide to get paid out using cryptocurrencies, this payout time is going to decrease even further, and this is possible because they calculate the payouts at the end of every trading day, and in this way when a trader requests a withdrawal, the payout is already ready, ensuring a smooth and efficient experience. The second reason why Ola Prime is the prop firm that I use on a daily basis is because they have transparency at their heart. In fact, in case you don't know, when it comes to forex trading, there is not a centralized exchange that release all the quotes, but every single prop firm and every single broker has their own pricing, and as a result sometimes this can lead to price manipulation. In fact, there has been also cases in the past where certain prop firms were manipulating the prices so that some traders will end up failing their challenges even if their read of the market was correct. Well, with Ola Prime this is not going to happen because, as you can see, they have a transparency report where basically they put out what were their quotes compared to Duca's copy and two other leading broker, and as you can see, the difference was never higher than 0.01%. So this basically means that the prices and the quotes that you get on Ola Prime are the actual quotes and prices of the market, and when you trade with them you can be sure that what you're seeing is the real price. The third and last reason why I use Ola Prime on a daily basis is because they give you access to one-on-one session with expert trading coaches, and if you are familiar with trading education, you probably know that this type of session can cost hundreds of dollars an hour, and during your one-on-one session you can discuss things like, for example, strategic refinement, risk management mastery, real-time application of your strategies, and in-depth market analysis. And if we keep scrolling down, we can see the list of all the coaches that we can work with. There are some, like for example Richard, Michael, and Tiger, that are specialized in forex trading, while there are others like for example Lara and Stanislava that are performance coaches and can help you on the psychology aspect of trading. And in case you would like to work with any of these coaches, you just need to click on this book now button that you see here. You're gonna be redirected on their Calendly pages where you can book the exact spot when you wanna talk with them. Additionally, if you would like to start trading with Ola Prime to take advantage of their scaling plan and all the other features that they offer, once you get at the checkout page, if you use the discount code STKTRD like you see right now on the screen, you are always going to receive a 10% discount on all the challenges, no matter the size of the purchase. So there you have it. This is why, in my opinion, Ola Prime have the best scaling plan on the market and why I use them on a daily basis. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and until next time, happy trades!